Hello everyone, welcome to StraightA. Dawson here, back on another video here today, and today we are going into NFL Week 4 predictions. And spoiler, the game for the NFL Giants and Cowboys is about to happen. So I am recording this, and I'm going to get this done really quickly because I really want to watch that game because I think it could be fun. Because I want to see Malik Neighbors and how he does in this offense against the Cowboys, and etc. etc. So I got to get this going real quickly. I don't know if I'll be able to edit it and do all that until after the game is done. So just know I am recording this right before the game has started. I mean, we are literally like 10 minutes away from the game, so let that be known. Before we get started though, leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and comment any suggestions for future videos below. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. On screen right now, I forgot that we actually have a leaderboard. And leaderboard, again, the betting line is getting not very many points. Like, it's usually pretty well above even, but it has been struggling the last couple weeks, just as all of us are. So like, it's getting intense real quick. On screen also will be the cycling of all the predictions of all the guys. They've made their predictions well before me, so they're good. I made sure they got all their official predictions in. Now that's why I'm recording this, so I can get this done and be officially locked in on a video. But they also know my predictions as well. So going into this, or at least what I am going into the predictions knowing as, and then I update it if I do make any changes. That is what I did this week. Anyway, beside the point. Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants. Dallas Cowboys, I'm giving the win here. -6 seems a pretty fair line. But while I like the Giants and I like how their offense is going, their defense is pretty solid. The Cowboys are the Cowboys. They're going to bounce back eventually. They're not going to go 9-8 or something. They're going to get a couple wins, and the New York Giants are going to be one of them. Now, at home, it does give a little bit more advantage to the Giants here, but still, you have to be seen. Give me the Dallas Cowboys. Bengals, Panthers. Man, the Panthers offense looked electric last week, but they are now facing a just as electric offense in the Cincinnati Bengals. And I do think the Cincinnati Bengals defense is at least respectable. I won't say it's like really good, but it's at least respectable. Give me the Bengals. The line for -4 though, pretty fair, because I think we're in that category of can they get within a 3-point score? We're not too sure. So I like the Cincinnati Bengals here, and I like their line, but just barely. The Philadelphia Eagles, and give me the Tampa Bay Bucks. And yeah, I just said it, but give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Eagles have been hot, but I think they're struggling a little bit more than I think we see on the surface. Their offense is electric. Saquon Barkley is going ham. We have A.J. Brown, of course, out. Devonta Smith could be out. The defense from the Eagles is getting more and more squishy. Saquon's basically their only thing right now, and Jalen Hurts, again, I don't think very highly of. Tampa Bay had a very rough week last week. They're looking for a bounce-back game here in Tampa. Give me the underdog in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Denver Broncos versus the Jets. Disrespectful line, -7.5. Come on, let's be a little bit more respectful than that. I agree, the Jets are going to win because the defense is going to smother our offense, and we're not going to score but maybe one field goal. But our defense is going to hold them to 10 points, I guarantee. It's going to be like 10-3 games. It's going to be boring as hell. Whatever. I hope it's exciting because I like watching the Broncos, and Jets are actually a pretty interesting team to watch. But the over/under is like, what, 38.5? Very fair line here. Give me the Jets. Broncos, unfortunately, you're going to go 1-3. Vikings, Packers. Sneaky game here. Packers have been really on fire without Jordan Love. Jordan Love could come back. That's why I have a good reason to pick the Vikings this week. For one, the Vikings are fucking hot. And if they're going to pick up a win against the Packers, it's going to be right here, right now. I'm going to pick the Vikings for one other good reason, or two reasons total. One, if Malik Willis is still playing, that means the run game is going to have to go through Josh Jacobs. I don't know if Josh Jacobs can handle the Minnesota Vikings defensive line. They have been destroying teams and destroying their defensive or their run plays. So I don't think the Packers can resort to their run game. Malik Willis will then be pressured to actually throw, and I just don't think that will go over very well. Or if Jordan Love does come back, which I don't think he will. I think this will be his last week of sitting out. I just don't think he'll be in the mode yet. I think coming back from injury is really tough sometimes in the first game, especially against a division rival, especially against a Vikings defense that hard. And Sam Darnold has shown that he's pretty damn good. Justin Jefferson's, of course, going to have a tough game, but they've shown that they have depth on this team that could do well. The run game in Minnesota, revenge game for Aaron Jones. I'm going to go Vikings here. It's a risky play, but give me the Vikings. Right now, I'm sticking to my plan all the way through right now. Los Angeles Rams versus Chicago Bears. I know there's a couple games I'm kind of conflicted about. Los Angeles Rams, Chicago Bears. For one, it's really disrespectful that the Rams are not favored here, but I also get it because the Bears have a more complete squad, and that's why I'm really heavily debating this game. The Rams have a great offense when the O-line can actually keep things together. Last week we saw that in their division rivals. Chicago Bears defense is kind of a formidable foe. The offense is kind of iffy. The run game is not there, but then again, is Los Angeles Rams defense really going to hinder any kind of run game? The secondary for the Bears, not the secondary, the wide receivers for the Bears, obviously really good, but Caleb Williams is still a rookie, he's still kind of green. What will kind of happen here? I think I'm going to go Chicago Bears, though. I do think it's disrespectful not to give the Rams a line here, but especially -3 for the Bears. This seems like a very close matchup to me, but I just think the Bears defense is too damn good to keep the Rams really in the matchup the long term. I think this will be a very good heated matchup. Matthew Stafford will have quite a few yards, I think, considering his weapons at the moment, but I just don't think the O-line can keep up with the Chicago Bears. I think Caleb Williams at the very least is suitable, and keep him in the chuck down game, get Roschon involved, and I think this could be a good recipe for the Bears to win here. And I don't think they'll need a whole ton of great offensive plays from their wide receivers to really stay in this game. So give me the Bears. It's going to be a close matchup, but give me the Bears. Saints Falcons. Again, this seems like a really weird line here for a divisional game. I get it's at home. It's Falcons. -2.5. I guess it's not very disrespectful. But give me the Saints. Saints defense, I think, is just as good as the Falcons, and so it really comes down to who I have more confidence in offense. And I just don't know if I'm sold on Kirk yet. I don't know. And I don't know if I'm sold on his receivers. They've been kind of on fire a little bit. Saints are cooling down just a little bit. So is this the opportune time for the Falcons to pick up a win? Very possible, but I'm going to go Saints here. I think they still have a little bit more spark in them. They're going to go 3-1. It is a risky play. Again, it's one of my upsets of the week, technically. But I think Derek Carr still has a little bit more into him. I think people are now simmered down on the Saints, and everybody's like, oh, okay, they're a realistic team. But people forget that they played very well last week. So, especially in a more gritty defensive game, and I think Kirk Cousins is a worse quarterback. No, I won't say. He's not a worse quarterback than Jalen. But it's tough. This is a tough game. This is one I'm kind of going back in my head like, okay, this is a divisional game. It's at home for the Falcons. Still going to go Saints. Something in my head tells me the Saints are going to pick up a win. I think if Alvin Kamara is healthy, this Atlanta Falcons D-line could be pretty good Swiss cheese. Bijan, I don't think he's going to have too fire of a game. He'll have the rushing yards, or rushing attempts, but it's going to be really hard for them to punch it into the end zone. Saints defense, again, is pretty good. Kirk Cousins, is he fully healthy? Possibly. I'm just waiting to see that. Derek Carr, again, at least throws it up in praise. Rashid Shaheed had a very quiet game last week, so I think he will actually have a pretty involved game this week. Pittsburgh Steelers versus Indianapolis Colts. I won't talk too much about this. I think the Steelers are going to win this. I think that the Steelers are due for a loss, but also because I don't want to see them 4-0. Like, that's crazy. They're going to start the season off 4-0. But I'm going to go the Steelers here because the Colts have just been so bad on offense. Their defense hasn't been very good either. And in gritty games, the Steelers win. Unless you're an explosive team like the Texans, like the Bills, like the Chiefs, like the 49ers even, like the Cowboys. Unless you have an explosiveness to your offense in some way, I just don't think you can beat the Steelers defense or the Steelers game plan. The game plan for them is they're going to run you into the fucking dirt. Justin Fields will throw down some nice short passes. Najee will run for about 3 yards per carry, and they're going to get first downs. 4 yards per carry is probably more accurate, but whatever. And Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win this. I just don't think anything around the Indianapolis Colts right now is very impressive. The only way they can possibly beat the Steelers is that they just try to go for explosive plays with Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman, and Josh Downs. They can't go for the short plays. The Steelers will win that game. So Pittsburgh Steelers, and give me the line. Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Texans. Fortunately, Jacksonville's in a big slump. Texans, they've been in a little slump themselves, but the Texans still have an overall great roster. Well, I shouldn't say big slump, but 31-7 is pretty damn bad when you lose. Give me the Texans though. They're still an explosive team. They still got a great roster. I'm not gonna really question that one too much. Same with the New England Patriots and 49ers. I like the Patriots. I like the look of them. I'm glad they're doing at least somewhat well. But give me the 49ers. Aggressive line, but kind of fair. Again, the 49ers are still the 49ers. No matter what, they lost last week to a division rival. Go figure. Happens. I still think they're a great roster. Even with their people hurt, I think they're still going to put up a pretty decent win here. Commanders versus Cardinals. This is probably the hardest game of the week for me because I really love the Commanders and how they look this season. They're a lot of fun, but I also love the Cardinals and how they look this season. If I really break this down, I do think on paper the Commanders have a better roster up and down. I think Kyler's a better quarterback than Jaden, but they're not totally dissimilar right now. I think the run game for the Commanders is better, but without Austin Eckler, will it be? Who knows? The receivers probably goes in favor of the Cardinals if Trey McBride's healthy. If not, we'll see. O-line, very, very even, but I guess I'll go slightly to the Commanders' direction. Yeah, defensive line, Commanders' direction. Yeah, the secondary, Commanders' direction. Everything else is just going in my head. The Commanders should win this. But the Cardinals are the Cardinals, man. They have been doing so well. My pick going into this was the Cardinals. But I'm sitting here looking at the Commanders like, man, I got to go Commanders here, don't I? But they're 2-1. Cardinals are 1-2, I think. Because I just think Kyler Murray and his connection with Marvin Harrison Jr. can really cook that Commanders defense. But Jane Daniels shown that even against, like a Bengals defense, he can put up some points. Brian Robinson Jr. can put up some points. Austin Eckler's going to be hurt, though. I'm going to stick to my gut. I'm going to go Cardinals win this. But the Commanders are doing a pretty good job of making me like them. Jane Daniels is an easy quarterback to root behind. So give me the Cardinals. I won't take the line, though. Or I won't take the Cardinals line, at least. And it's close. It's close, though, but give me the Cardinals. Browns, Raiders, pretty easy matchup for me, but I don't know. I get that the Browns aren't good on paper. I get it. But they're still very similar to the Steelers in that they're going to win against these gritty games. They have an explosiveness to their offense if Deshaun Watson has a good game. Now, where I guess the trick is, the defensive line from the Raiders is enough to put pressure on the offensive line of the Browns. However, I'm still going to go Browns here because the Raiders are just not good, man. I mean, I get they can put up some points, but I just think the Browns have more capabilities of beating the Raiders than the Raiders can dwindle down the defense of the Browns. Give me Browns. I'm not even close to my mind. Kansas City Chiefs, Chargers, give me Kansas City. With Justin Herbert hurt and everything else going on, the Chiefs pretty much have this on a locked game. All they got to do is be explosive for the first 2 quarters and then just run the ball with Carson Steele and Samaje and Kareem Hunt, and they got the win easy. Buffalo Bills, Baltimore. The fact that Baltimore is favored here is kind of crazy. I guess they're 0-3, so I guess the odd makers are thinking there's no way they can lose a 4th game, right? No, they won against the Cowboys. Sorry, they're 1-2. My mistake. And I get they looked all right last week, but like, I forgot about it. It was the Cowboys game. But the Buffalo Bills are playing the best football they have been doing since probably like 2 years ago. This is the good stretch of games for them. Now, does it have to come to an end eventually? Yes. I don't think it will here, though. Again, the Buffalo Bills defense is so underrated. Will this be high scoring? Possibly, probably. But the Bills defense comes in clutch more times than the Ravens offensive line or the Ravens defense even can come in clutch. It's kind of crazy to say because the Bills go 4-0. Ravens would go 1-3 here. But give me the Bills. I think it's going to happen. Titans again in Miami. Oh, my God. Miami's favored here, and it fucking hurts me to say that I'm leaning Titans here because the Titans are an abysmal team. Because right now going into this matchup, I'm going Titans. But the more I think about Miami, the more I think the run game is just so good. And is the defensive line for the Titans good enough to just stop the run game from the Miami Dolphins? Answer is probably yes. I'm going to go Tennessee Titans. I mean, that's my answer. But, man, the Miami Dolphins add a little bit of extra layer there. Plus, the Tennessee Titans haven't won a game yet. Miami's a pretty easy game to win here. So, give me the Titans. It's a tough one, though. It's a very, very tough one. Again, last matchup, Seattle Seahawks and Detroit Lions. Give me Detroit. I think Seattle's a very good team, though. So, like, this is no disrespect to them. I think this could be a very respectable scoring game, 27-24 type deal. But Lions are just grittier. The run game is really efficient. Jared Goff is a suitable quarterback. The defense for the Lions is one of the most suffocating in the league. All on paper, Detroit should win this, and especially it being at home. Give me Detroit pretty easily. Any matchups I want to revisit real quick? I mean, man, Bills beating the Ravens is going to be fucking crazy if that actually happens. Browns, I mean, Cardinals over Commanders. I mean, yeah. The only matchup, again, kind of goes back to my Chicago Bears, Rams. Another tough matchup, Saints and all that. But give me Bears, yeah. Tough matchups this week. Quickly getting this done. The game has probably already started for the New York Giants and the Cowboys. So I'm going to go watch that, and I'll probably edit this and upload it after the game. But just know I'm recording now. I'm about to make my changes in the chat now before I even look at the game. I guess the Giants and Cowboys, it was Cowboys pretty easily for me. But we'll see. Hope you all did enjoy the video. I'll see you on the next one. StraightA Dawson, out of here.